till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want.
Seated hamstring curl. This is probably what you would call a quad dominant lower body workout, and then I do a second lower body workout a couple of days from now, 3 days from now, and you would consider that a posterior dominant lower body workout. Now, even though it's quad dominant, we start off with the hamstring curls. Since I've started early in the morning, I almost treat this as a warm-up because I go to hack squats after this. So start here, use it as a warm-up. If I did hack squats first and then came here as well, this would get ruined. So a couple of the noteworthy things about the seated hamstring curl is that we want these pads, or this pad here, we want that to be set on the back of the ankle. So we adjust this so it gets set on the back of the ankle, because this can go either this way or this way like this. So I know what my setting already is. And also these can often get set different heights like this. So we set it all the way to the top. So the reason that the seated hamstring curl has some, well, it's got merit, it's a good machine, but potential reasons that it might be better than a lying hamstring curl is because of this pre-stretched position. So it's almost like doing a sit and reach hamstring stretch. So you want that as high as possible to get that stretch. You also see some people like hug the machine like this towards the end or in their sets. Again, that's further stretching. The other thing to be mindful of is we want to clamp this down hard, which is going to lock us into a position. From there, we go heels to butt, control the up, stretch, heels to butt. So some noteworthy things about hamstring training for me at the moment. The progress on some of my lifts has been pretty slow, if there at all. So there's some potential things that I can change to kind of get that bumping forward. However, I'm just going to see how we go transferring into the maintenance period and see if that was the factor that was causing the lack of progress. All right, let's ramp it up and let's hit these hamstring curls.
Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring to the take for their disease. Bright just like a wing, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed.
All right, the GOAT of quad exercises for me up next. Hack squat. I'll be the first to admit that reintroducing this last week, this made me a little bitch. I think when you first reintroduce movements again, sometimes it takes a bit of work to kind of learn to train hard on them, or feel the specific pain and whatnot, and keep your technique when it's really hard. So we are hopefully going to better ourselves from last week. So hack squat, everyone's a little bit different. You kind of set your feet, that feels good for you. For me, I'm kind of mid-platform. This, adjust angle like this way. So the further you are this way, obviously, if you have ankle mobility issues, that might be an issue, so you can move it more that way. I have weightlifting shoes, so that helps with that. So I go mid-platform, feet about, they're no more than shoulder width, hip width to shoulder width, toes slightly out. It's always felt pretty good for me. We're in, we push up, control the down phase. For me, big fan of range of motion, so if I'm trying to target the quads here, and the quads are knee extenders, I want a lot of knee flexion because that stretches the quad out. And for me, not for me, there is a little bit of research to support that a lengthened muscle or training muscle in a lengthened position has some merit. So I like to make sure I'm doing that. And yeah, so here we're going to do 4 total sets. The first 3 are going to be what we call straight sets. So the first one I'm going to do a bit heavier, 6 to 8 reps. Bring the weight down, then I'm going to do 2 sets at about 8 to 15 reps. And then immediately after that second set, I'm going to do a drop set. So I'm going to take weights off each side, bring the weight down and do another set. So this is a way in which I'm adding a little bit of volume to the quads because I haven't done that in a long period of time, as well as adding some intensity in a short duration. So you'll see that here in a second. And yeah, this is where the workout really begins, at the hack squat. So, got to get up for this one. These ones are always pretty tough. All right, let's build it up and get going.
Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.
I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.
Think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.
I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old.
All right, quads are jacked up. That hack squat into a hack squat drop set. Brutal. But performance is up on last week, so that's pleasant to see that we're getting a little bit better. That's a new hack squat brand, or whatever you might call it, Arsenal Strength. Very smooth, allows for a good range of motion, but I just haven't used it for too many progressions before. I've tried it here and then, but I haven't tried it consistently over time, so good to get a feel for that, good to get a couple reps up. Yeah. All right, so normally right now we would have the Smith machine hip thrust, but it's unavailable and we've got to keep the session going. So we're going to go to the next exercise / superset that will least affect that. So if we get done with that and that becomes open, we can go straight over there without too much issue. Before this, this would normally be the end of the workout. Before this, we would normally go hip thrust, plate loaded leg extension machine, adduction. But there's some potential that leg extension, adduction might affect other things. So we'll start here and then we'll go there. All right, this is a vertical leg press. Never see anyone really use this at all. I'm gonna do 2 exercises I've found for my core and ab work. This is nice and efficient, and there's no one ever really using this machine. So you won't be able to see this potentially from where you are there, camera angle wise, but I'll get a couple more as the sets begin. But we're going calf raise, so on the back edge. So the manufacturer's probably intended for it to be like this for a leg press. Don't really see anyone use it that way or at the point of that at all. So we go half the foot on, half the foot off on this edge, heel stretch to the ground, raise onto the toes, stretch, raise. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, one potential downside or thing to consider is that the weight horns are over on this side. So if you use big plates, your heel might run into it range of motion wise. So I've simply just used smaller plates, and I'll just use more of them because they're pretty long and that should have me progressing for a while to go. So more weight plates, but smaller ones, and that nails that issue. Then we're going to crunch on the back side of this. So I've got the ab mat here to kind of help with the stretching of the abs. So this is going to go where my lumbar or lower back curve is, and that essentially will help me stretch out the abs, and then come back through that same pass to contract the abs versus any hip flexion. So set the lumbar or lower back up on the pad, we'll round and stretch over, crunch up, round, stretch over, crunch up, and that's it. So we do these back to back. It's good because this gym can get busy from time to time. No one ever uses this though. This is efficient and both exercises are effective. Easy peasy, we swap between them and smash out 4 sets, and then hopefully hip thrust will come open. Okay, next up, we finally got our chance on the Smith machine hip thrust. So this would normally have come directly after hack squats, but it was unavailable. Really loving this one, progressing nicely. The stability of the Smith machine feels really nice. The easy setup is great. You don't have to roll a bar anywhere. Sometimes the plate loaded machines don't feel awesome, but this is a cracker. So firstly, you've got to set a bench in here on that side. I'm facing out so you can see me. I've got the pad such that it doesn't destroy my hips. We sink down. So I think one of the key things here is where we place our feet. Sometimes feet too far out this way can feel quite hamstringy. Too far in this way can feel quaddy. So we have to find that sweet spot that we feel glutey and just go to town. The other little thing that I do, if you can see, I try and keep my head directly forward the whole time. And that just means there's not going to be any movement through my back. Like if I were to do that, there's some back movement. Not that that's bad, and some people find that if they do just look directly forward, they feel uncomfortable in their back. But for me, it just means it's all coming from my hips and none from my back. All right, so yeah, this would normally have come a while ago. I've got to refocus in, build up the weight, and get these done. orders all over the shop today, but we do not have the time to kind of wait for stuff. So normally, again, leg extension would have been here. Hip thrust was out of order. The calves and abs was all out of order, but what can you do? I'm in good spirits today because performance is going well, so we are happy. So machine adduction. I do this 2 days per week, one for a heavier rep range, one for a high rep range, one for a lower rep range. So lower rep range being today is going to be heavier, so we can do about 5 to 10. And then on my other lower body day, I do it again. So adduction or adductors being that kind of group of muscle that's kind of running through your inner thigh, kind of adds to the overall size of your leg. So if you have big quads, but none of this, it doesn't create that sort of big leg overall. So it's not something I've always isolated, and the other movements will use it. I just cap it off. If I had to drop some volume off of this workout, this would probably be one thing that I would drop. All right, easy peasy. You take the adjuster out as wide as possible. Leaning back probably has some merit because the adductor is also a hip flexor. Leaning back or extending the hip will stretch them out that little bit further. Leaning back, adduct or bring your legs towards one another. Control the way out and repeat. So we're going to build it up in weight here in a sec. I can kind of check what weight I lifted last time. I think I got 63 for 9, so now we're going to try to beat 9 reps. Alright, we finally made our way to the leg extension. This is a plate-loaded leg extension. So a plate-loader I'm doing at the moment, I think there is some potential advantage to which you can kind of make it hard depending on the hinge at different positions. So if I were to weight that plate horn down there, it gets harder at the beginning. Easier as you extend because it's all about the hinge point with movements like this. So when a weight is furthest away from the hinge point, we call that a moment arm, and that distance, the longer that is, the harder it will be. That seems to have merit, making it hard in the length of position. Maybe that's less, you can be less solid about that viewpoint. Anyway, try it for now. There's a pin-loaded one here. I've tried pin-loaded ones previous to this program. I'll try pin-loaded ones again. So you can do it both, you can do them all, you can do whatever you like. Just train hard. So.